And I think it's easy for people to judge what I call coaching from the stands, right? Because I think boxing as a whole, it's a different monster within itself. And I know it's kind of hard when people are criticizing you that probably would never step foot in the ring, that won't go through a training camp, and that amount of sacrifice. So could you talk about the amount of sacrifice with you having a family that you would have to put forth when you're doing a training camp?
Yeah, that those types of things used to really bother me, the people that never had boxed. So, of course, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul just fought and introduced a whole new slew of fans to the sport. And this gentleman came in, he's like, I hate Jake Paul. I'm going to beat him up, blah, blah. So the old me, I would have just, we would have just slaughtered him. But I was like, let me show this guy, what it takes. And we coached him for about an hour. He was shocked. He was completely taken aback. He couldn't believe that it wasn't just throwing punches.
Yeah.
Like the distance control and things like that. The sacrifices. That's one of the reasons I think that I probably will not fight anymore. I trained to fight that 36-0 guy here in Lynchburg. We did like $150,000 of ticket sales. Everybody was so excited. It was going to be one of the biggest fights in the history of Virginia soil, specifically like a club show. Keyshawn just fought. Jimmy Lang used to have big fights at the Patriot Center. So as far as and of course Sweet Pea, those types of major fights. But as far as the actual matchup, it was going to be huge to fight that 36-0 guy. And the week of the fight, he backed out, and for 12 weeks, I hired another employee to work here. I didn't work here at the gym. I missed Christmas with my kids. I mean, it's so much, right? Because I remember when Jake lost to Tommy Fury, he said, I got sick twice in training camp. Oh, it's an excuse. It's an excuse. See, so people don't care what really happened to you.
Yeah.
So, you can't be going out like Austin. He pulled out of two weddings to get ready for ESPN, I think. He was going to be like a groomsman or something for his friend. Couldn't be around all the people. He had to lay low because you catch a respiratory virus or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you miss a couple of weeks of training. See, people don't think about that. See, you get the flu or something in football, you go like this, you come out the game.
Yeah.
You fighting some guy for 30 minutes, you get tired, you lose your consciousness. So, I mean, the diet, the avoiding illness, the no fun, the constant training, then the pressure of knowing that you're fighting someone else in front of so many people at the end that's trained. I mean, we're not just fighting a regular person, right? We're fighting another trained killer. Austin just fought on ESPN. There's no telling how many, maybe 1 million people watched it, 100,000, I don't know. On ESPN down on the undercard, but there was 10,000 people there live. And one of the things I always tell Austin is, see, I feel like he's a real fighter, right? We had Cordell Booker call us out, and then I checked him, and all of a sudden he's quiet and he didn't really want to fight. But Austin, he really wants the fights, right? So he's not scared of failure because I've taught him prize fighters aren't immune to failure. They're just brave enough to risk it when everyone's watching.
Yep.
And see, most of us can't do that. And that's why I have the utmost respect for all the combatants.